this one, Cosette. Full-rigged, there's schooner, barkentine, brigantine, brig. I had no idea there were so many different types of tall ships. Oh, hello boys and girls, and welcome to another of Cosette's Enchanted Journeys. You just caught Cosette and I looking up all different types of tall ships because Cosette has already recommended a story for today's adventure to me, and it might have something to do with some tall ships with big sails on them. Actually, it has something to do with pirates. All right, I'm not a very good pirate, but it's fun to pretend and try anyway. Do you like stories about pirates or ships or sailing on the open ocean? We sure do. This story is actually a little bit of a twist. Instead of being about the pirates, it's about the pirate's parrot. Would you like to go and check that out with us now? It's a lot of fun, and there's a sweet surprise in it too. You ready to go with us? All right, Cosette, let's rub our hands together and say, I wish to go on an enchanted journey, and away we go. Ahoy there, boys and girls. I'm dressed rather silly today, aren't I not? I've got me Jolly Roger on me pirate hat here because but you can guess, we're reading a story that has to do with pirates. This one's called A Parrot's Life for Me, and I have been wanting a good reason to wear my pirate hat, so here we go. I thought this might be a great day to read A Parrot's Life for Me by Arlen Cohn. This book's fun too because it has feet that move. I was feeling rather nervous as I fiddled with my face, making sure my beak was polished and each feather was in place. Today was very special, something really kind of cool. It was graduation day at Pirate's Parrot Training School. I spent months and months in training, learning new skills every day. Tying knots was mighty hard, but limbo lessons were okay. Hoist the sails, my teachers shouted. Hoist the sails, I would repeat. Do this, do that, come here, go there. I never missed a beat. One by one, my friends chose pirates as their mates to go to sea. They took Captain Black and Peg-Legged Pete. All eyes were now on me. There were just 2 pirates left, and I had to make a choice. Make up your mind, you scallywag, called out a pirate's voice. One had patches on both eyes and a foot with 7 toes. The other had no hair and a tattoo upon his nose. I chose the hairless sailor. His name was Pirate Tom, and I noticed on his tattooed nose the lettering said, Mom. I have a couple rules, he said. They're important to obey. Don't squawk unless you're squawked at. Do everything I say. It's important in me business that we both keep watchful eyes. Now take your place upon my shoulder and leave me no surprise. We boarded our new ship and set the sails for open sea with a crew of jolly sailors, hairless pirate Tom and me. We were ready for adventure in our one-ship sailing fleet, taking treasure chests of chocolate for our pirate friends to eat. One morning we weighed anchor on a cold and stormy day. The decks were rolling fiercely as the boat got underway. Avast, me fellow mateys! There's a sailing ship ahead! They have cannons on the poop deck! And they're aimed at us, I said. The purple skull and pigtails left no doubt of whom we'd met, and the fight that loomed before us was to be our toughest yet. It was Captain Nell the Nuisance, the most ghastly gal to sail. Her cannon shot marshmallows that were several days too stale. The ship pulled close behind us. There was tension in the air. The silence broke when Nell's command, "Food fight!" began to blare. I was getting very dizzy watching food stuff fly about when I noticed Tom and Captain Nell were in a nasty bout. They scuffled to the starboard in an animated match. They wrestled to the port side, where they tumbled down the hatch. They tussled near the galley where the open flames were felt, when they noticed that the treats upon Tom's sword began to melt. Food was flying everywhere without an end in sight. Marshmallows flew by on my left and chocolate on my right. I rushed to save Tom's secret stash of crackers from the fray, then quickly dove to make a full-speed Parrot getaway. My plan was foiled quickly as I landed in the mess. I was stuck in heaps of chocolate mallow cracker gooiness. I used my beak and took a bite to free myself in haste, and found, to my amazement, that I really liked the taste. I screeched to get attention, as I learned in school to do, and said, "Ah! You need to stop this fight and take a bite or two." So Tom and Nell each scooped some chocolate mixture off the door. Then Nell said, "Tom, this stuff is great. I think I want some more." Now we sail the seas together in our two-ship pirate fleet, sharing treasures and good fortunes, and of course our newfound treat. And as for me, I make the s'mores to feed all the crew, with a jolly squawk, a salty air, and my special new tattoo. The end. And what did you think of A Parrot's Life for Me? Did you enjoy how our parrot friend Smore got his name? I think that was a fun way of making up a story about where s'mores came from. And it was fun because now we have two pirate enemies that are now friends and can sail together and make delicious treats for everybody they meet. Actually, that inspires me. I have a couple of great activities for us today. What if we make our very own s'more parrot that can sit upon our shoulder while we eat a s'more treat? Does that sound good to you? All right, let's go. All right, boys and girls, what'd you think of this story about that parrot? Sounded like kind of a fun adventure he had, Mr. Smores. For today's activity, I had debated whether we were going to make some s'mores or we were going to make a parrot. I thought maybe I might just do both. If you have the stuff at home, you can make a s'more really, really quickly and easily. And you can actually go online. I found this printout online of this parrot, and he's got a hat and everything, at cleverpatch.com. I'll put that up on the screen for you, and you can print this out, or you can draw your own parrot if you want. But I thought it might be a lot of fun if we made S'mores the parrot, and we put him on our shoulder like a pirate, and we made a microwave s'mores. Now, most s'mores are most delicious when we make them outside over an open fire, but without an adult's permission or supervision, that's going to be really hard to do. So you can actually do this at home in your microwave. You're still going to need an adult's permission and supervision. But why don't we make S'mores the parrot and then make us a quick microwave s'more? How does that sound? First part of our activity today, we're only going to need a few simple materials. You're either going to print out a parrot from online, like this one I found at cleverpatch.com. You can print out a different one if you like, or you can draw your own. You're going to want some markers or colored pencils or something to color in your parrot with. You're going to need a rubber band or a piece of elastic so that we can attach this to our shoulder. You're going to need either a very thin piece of cardboard or a thicker piece like of cardstock or paper. This is a glitter paper that I'm going to use, but it's really thick, so that's going to work really nicely to hold my parrot. And then any embellishments that you might like. I've got some feathers that I'm going to add to my parrot, and a googly eye because I want to make him look kind of realistic. Some masking tape and some glue. When you have all of that, and a pair of scissors so you can cut your stuff out. When you have all of that, you're ready. And again, either print out or draw a parrot. That'll be your first step. Step 2, we're going to go ahead and decorate S'mores the parrot here. So I'm going to go ahead and start by using my markers just to color him in. Once you've finished coloring in your parrot, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to glue the parrot and the hat onto a piece of cardstock so that it'll make it easier to fold and bend the parrot. Everything except for this piece. You can see I didn't color in this piece. You can color that in if you want, but this is going to be the base of the feet for the parrot to stand on. So I'm just going to roughly cut it out like so, because I'm going to use it as a template on that black paper that I have. The sparkle glitter paper that's firm like cardstock. I'm going to use this on that. So I'm just going to cut that out and set that aside. But the rest of my parrot, I'm just going to roughly cut him out as well. With this piece, I'm going to glue this to my cardstock so it'll be nice and firm, and then I'm going to cut around. Glue it firmly onto your cardstock. Then you're going to cut out your parrot. Now the reason we used the cardstock was going to become more clear. If you can see, there's these dotted lines that was part of the printout. That's going to be our fold line. So the cardstock is firmer than just the printed paper, so that's going to allow us to make those folds so it'll look like the parrot is standing. Now if you drew your own parrot, then you have the freedom to decide where you're going to make the legs and where you're going to fold them, or you can just make them flat. You do not have to cut him out and attach him to anything if you don't want to. If you decided to use the printout like Jenny the Genie did, just follow the guidelines, cut out your parrot. Once you finish cutting out your parrot, depending on the color of cardstock you used, I used a plain creamy color. I'm going to just take the same red marker that I used for the body of my parrot, and I'm just going to go around and color any spots where the papers might show when I fold over my parrots. When you fold over your wing, it'll all blend in. You're not going to be able to see that there's no color. Once everything is colored and cut out, you're ready to begin your folding. So my parrot s'mores over, and I'm going to fold in on those dotted lines. I'm just going to shape it how I like it. Fold over his tail a little bit, fold over his wing, fold down his head. And then you're going to take and glue on your Jolly Roger hat, and you're going to glue on your feet. So you'll have something that looks a little like this. While you're letting your glue dry, you can be cutting out your next shape, which is the base for him to stand on. So there's my base. I'm going to glue S'mores' feet right onto that. Fold them down a little bit. Now I'm just going to let that dry. The next step is I'm going to use these postal size rubber bands because they're very thick and stretchy as my elastic. If you don't have a rubber band, then you can use a piece of elastic and measure it yourself. What we're going to do is we're going to attach it to the bottom of our piece of cardboard or paper, whatever you used. And we're just going to use masking tape to secure that to the bottom of that piece of cardboard, and then we're going to stretch it around our arm. So I have a great start here with my parrot, and I'm adding my own unique embellishments like the Google eye, and I'm going to add some feathers. So using a template from online as a starting point is a great idea, and then you add your own details to make it unique and special to you. So I'm going to go ahead and add some feathers to my parrot, and then my s'mores will be ready, and we'll go make some s'mores in the kitchen. Then you put the marshmallow on the graham. Then you microwave for 20 seconds and see how that goes. "20 seconds wasn't long enough, so we're gonna try 20 more.
marshmallow is starting to get big and poofy. Unlike doing this on a barbecue, your marshmallows might just get big and poofy and kind of melty. So that looks good to me. Now we're going to add in our chocolate. I'm using 3 bars because I like it nice and squishy and chocolate. Oh, look at that chocolate melting, delicious. And then you take the other graham cracker piece, put it on top, and there you have a very quick, very easy microwave s'more. I recommend 40 seconds if you like it ooey gooey like I do. Enjoy! Now good. I hope you enjoyed making your own s'mores. Bye!
Didn't that s'more look good? I hope you were able to make some in your home. And what did you think of making our parrot friend s'mores? I hope you enjoyed this activity, and I hope it's something that you will try again, and maybe you can make some for your next birthday party or get together with friends. That might be really fun too. Ready to head back to my magic lamp and say goodbye to Cosette? Okay, let's go. Welcome back to the Magic Lamp. Did you enjoy the story, A Parrot's Life for Me? And how about Smore the Parrot? I thought he was awful cute, but I think my favorite part was definitely the s'mores. I love chocolate and marshmallow and graham cracker. It's such an ooey gooey surprise. It's so good to eat. And I really enjoyed making our very own s'more parrot for our shoulders. I hope you were able to make one and able to attach it to your shoulder and walk around with your own parrot, because that was a lot of fun for me. And that's something you can do anytime you like. Maybe you can make some for your friends. Oh, or maybe you could take it one step further and make your own Jolly Roger hat, kind of like the one I wore when we read the story. That could be a lot of fun. You could have a whole pirate-themed day. Ooh, maybe you can make a treasure map and hide some treasures around your house or around your yard and send your family and friends on a scavenger hunt. Wouldn't that be fun? Well, I think we're out of time for today, but I thank you for coming to visit Cosette and me in our lamp again, and I hope that you'll come back and see us again very soon. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.